So make some noise for all the comedians you've seen so far tonight, huh? Give it up for all of them. Hell yeah. All right. I was in Montreal recently. Anyone ever been there? How you feel about it? Love it, damn. Everyone asked me how I thought Montreal was, and I couldn't help but say fine. Every time across the world, it's fine. It's cool, I don't know. It's weird. I was there at a restaurant, right? And the server came up and said, hey, would you like some water? Me, I'm someone who fucking loves water. And I was like, yeah, I'll take some water. And they said, all right, still or sparkling? And I said, sparkling, I like my water to move. What are we doing? Are you gonna put a fucking corpse in my cup? I was having a time with him. I was joking around, right? And he didn't speak any English. He didn't know what I was saying. And then my wife was like, hey, please stop talking. And I didn't even really hear her because I couldn't stop thinking about us as human beings, you know, people, and how we're made up of 70% water. And I was like, thank God it's still. Could you imagine if we were made up of 70% sparkling water? How slow we would have to move around everywhere just to make sure we didn't, you know, explode on our friends? All right. Anyone make some noise? All right, I got this situation, right, where my aunt, my blood-related aunt, just divorced her husband, and they have no kids anymore. Is that man still my uncle? Yes. Make some noise for yes. Yes. Make some noise for no. Hell yeah, all right, team 2 wins. I appreciate that because that guy would send me a lot of porno on Facebook Messenger. Like, I didn't even know you could do that, but he did, and he kept doing that. And none of my cousins ever mentioned anything, so I don't know if it's just me who was getting these videos, or if we all had a secret. And these were like weird videos. Like one time I was at an Olive Garden, you know me in these restaurants, I can't get enough. And I was just sitting there eating some breadsticks, and I got a message from Uncle Walter on Facebook Messenger. I opened it up, mistake, and I saw this video of 2 men butt naked going at it. You know, one in the back, one in the front, the thing. And then the guy in the back pulled himself out and shoved his head in the guy in the front's butt. And then they stood up like a human totem pole and started walking around the room. And this is where it gets weird, right? And then they walk to the closet and pull out a giant overcoat and call an Uber to the movie theater. And it wasn't like a regular Uber, they got an Uber pool. They shared it with strangers. It was the weirdest chain of events. And then they got to the theater and walked in with only buying 1 ticket. You know, there was 2 guys, 1 ticket, overcoat. It was the whole thing. And I'm like, Uncle Walter, where do you find these videos? He's also the guy who convinced me to get vaccinated against COVID, believe it or not. Because he was adamant that the vaccination was going to put a bunch of 5G in your blood. And I heard that and I was like, that sounds good. I want all the internet in my body, please. Pump me up. I want to be a walking hotspot. I could save so much money, cut Verizon out of my life. Montreal likes to brag about their planetarium. Back to that place, huh? Yeah, you guys ever been to one of those, a planetarium? It's like a giant movie theater where you learn about the beginning of everything. Yeah, shout out to you. I went to a planetarium when I was 8 years old and it ruined my life. Only because, you know, I was there taking it in, and at one point, you know, the voice of God comes over and explains how the universe is created. And then it also mentioned that the sun was going to explode. And I wasn't ready to hear God say that, not at 8. And I ran out of the planetarium screaming and crying. And I got consoled by some random guy who was not part of the field trip I was on. This was just some dude. And I was like, oh my God, the sun's going to blow up. I don't know what to do about it. And the guy's like, shh, don't worry about that. You'll be dead long before the sun ever blows up. And that helped me to feel a lot better about the sun, but I kept wondering when that guy was going to kill me. Because who says that to a fucking child? All right, I'll get out of here on this. I have a lot of anxiety and no good health care, so I've been getting Xanax illegally. Shout out to my mom. She's been my plug for Xanax, and it's not easy for her because she also doesn't have a prescription for it. However, her 5-pound dog Caesar does have a prescription for it. So we've been taking dog Xanax the last few years. This is something you can all do. All right, my name's Kevin Tit. I appreciate your time. Have a good night.